Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and today we are going to speak a bit on migration, I guess, and I'll maybe even talk a little bit about uh, a story that recently broke about our 4th of July salute to America. Anyway, immigration. Right now, it's a big issue. There's a lot of complaint that, oh, we are taking in so many people, we can't help them all. Bullshit. We can help them. We should help them. Everything about us is supposed to say we are not a nation that will turn you away filled with hate, even though past examples have shown otherwise, such as when Anne Frank and a ship came to the U.S. asking for sanctuary, and they said no and sent them back to Europe. And we know what happened to the Frank family. We could have held them and protected them. But why not? Because we don't feel like it should be our responsibility. And that's exactly what's happening now. But here's a difference. We have often meddled in the affairs of other Latin and South American countries. Our CIA, has often allowed these secret coups, secret interventions. The Northern Triangle itself, which Trump supposedly has cut off funding to, Guatemala, Honduras, and I believe Nicaragua, we have had direct intervention in that has caused the problems they are now experiencing. So those people coming from those countries, it's our own fault. And it's like I've tried to prove. It's like setting fire to a neighbor's house and then whining because they won't help, even though we set fire to their house. That is what the immigration problem is like. We've set fire to their house, and now they're wanting help. We're like, no. Think about it. We've interfered. We've made their country a shambles of what it could be. I mean, for goodness sakes. The Monroe Doctrine, I've pulled up here. United States policy of opposing European colonialism in the Americas beginning in 1823, set forth by President James Monroe, basically telling Europe, Asia, whoever, stay out of the Americas. It is the U.S. territory. America will police the Americas. But instead of helping those who need help, we've used it as essentially a reason to go in and destroy governments, you know, to intervene, to set up coups, and to put in leaders that will be friendlier to the U.S. Whether they're, dictators or democracies. Apparently, our government didn't care as long as they were friendly. I would rather see democracies, countries led by the people. If they're not friendly to the U.S., that's fine. But at least they are led by the people. But that is not what's happened. Instead, we are left with situations where things have gotten worse. Our interference in many of these countries have caused the destabilization of these nations and essentially forced them to migrate northwards to find a better life. So it's our own fault. Like I said, we've set fire to their houses and then whine because they're coming here trying to find a better life, trying to escape the devastation, the danger. And we're like, why are you coming to us? Because we set fire to their damn house. How do you not understand this? I, I'm worried. Trump and his cabinet's behavior are similar to the early days of Hitler and the brown shirts. Not World War II Hitler. We're not there yet. I'm talking 1930s Hitler. Where there's certain atrocities being carried out, but there's no pushback. Even though we are trying so hard to push back, honestly, it's what it feels like. That Trump has become Adolf Hitler, and his cabinet is similar to the SS, the Gestapo, in the 1930s. We're not yet in the World War II era Hitler, but we're edging up closer and closer. Even the people are acting like the populace of pre-Nazi Germany. The Weimar government was corrupt, and the people felt it needed to be taken down. And what stepped in its place? The Nazi Party. And a lot of people are going to go, that's over-exaggeration. Is it really? We already have concentration camps. We're sticking people we feel, or that Trump and his supporters deem unfavorable, in the camps. There's people dying in these camps. They're making raids in the U.S. to gather these people, just like they raided homes to gather those of the Jewish faith, of Jewish heritage. His followers are so fanatical, much like Hitler's followers were. They refuse to acknowledge he's doing anything wrong. He wants to combine the military with big business propaganda, which is one of the traits of fascism, which is what Hitler was. He was a fascist leader. They had a surging economy for, certain people. We are exactly looking like 1930s Nazi Germany. And that's what's scary. Just in the 1940s, we fought. We helped Europe fight back against the Nazis. And now it's 75 years later, and we are the Nazis. We're on that verge. And people may say that's exaggeration. No, it's not. This is historical. You can look it up. If I am wrong, provide your sources. And let me tell you something before you try to prove me wrong. Steven Crowder, Ben Shapiro are not sources. They are shown over and over and over to be wrong. They're propagandists. They're not legitimate source bearers. We are looking like 1930s Germany, led by the Nazi Party. It's frightening. But yeah. We are in a dangerous time. I know they've sent to me. I know people have mentioned before there was a prophecy that after Obama we will have the last president ever, or Obama will be our last regular president ever. Because there was a prophecy, but I don't put much stake in prophecy. Being prophetic is sometimes a simple matter of knowledge. But those who make prophecies that, are way down the line, they're not necessarily always meant to be way down the line. They're of the current times. That's like many people want to talk about, oh, look at this or look at that in this book or that book. Actually, if you do an examination, it's often meant to represent the time that they were being written in. But they don't want to acknowledge it. Because if you actually compare it to that time, you find there's a lot of similarities. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of mention, how we've misused the Monroe Doctrine. If we really wanted to protect, we wouldn't have allowed Great Britain to come in and attack Argentina. Well, it's not like they attacked, but we would have stepped in during the Argentina Great Britain war over the Falkland Islands. Unfortunately, the Monroe Doctrine's become nothing but an excuse for us to pillage and destroy and whatever we want, instead of actually protecting. And yeah, I am hesitant to point out how bad to call anyone a Hitler or similar to Hitler, but you also must never be afraid to make the comparisons. So I wanted to talk about that. Other than that, if you notice, I've got decorations up. I finally got some of my pictures and posters and stuff from my former residency and put them up here, so it's a little more decorated. Let me lift up the thing. There's a picture. There's, of course, the poster from The Dark Knight. So, yeah. And I've got other pictures and posters in other rooms. So it feels a little more alive. I've got one more shelf still to fill up. I finally got it over here so I can put the books up if I just actually get up and actually do it. But it's looking better and better. If we can just repair the floors in the kitchen and the front room, because in the kitchen it looks like there's some boards where termites had eaten out the wood, and in the front room it looks is part of the floor is cut out. We need to fix. It's slowly coming together, but once we do that, we can put down tiling to make the floors look that much better. These two back rooms, we're leaving the floors as is because it's got the old hardwood floors, which are nice. I just wish they hadn't painted one room. The other room, it's like they were painting the ceiling and walls and then laid down the linoleum years and years ago. I mean, really, guys? Really? But it is looking a lot better. It's been livable for a while now. The only thing is it gets so hot in the summer. But a month or so back, we bought an air conditioner, so at least it's got a room where it stays real nice and cool. The bedroom, for some reason, still stays warm, even though I've got the air conditioner. the air travels into the kitchen and the front room, but for some reason it doesn't go into the back room. But I got a fan in there to help circulate the air further. But anyways, enough of me rambling and talking about what I wanted to talk about. As always, educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. I mean, as the old saying goes, knowledge is power. Understand what the information that's at your fingertips. So, but I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, later.